Hi, I'm Todd Heitkamp, the owner of Dakota Angler here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, with this week's 2-minute fishing report. Well, folks, it seems like we got bit by Mother Nature bug. The weather hasn't been really that great. It's been a little bit warm, windy, stormy, you name it. But guys that have been going out have had some success, especially down the southeastern part of the state. Some of those lakes that have been producing walleyes consistently include Thompson, Sinai, Dry Lake by Willow Lake, as well as Ponset. And Ponset, you got to sort quite a bit. You're going to find a lot of 14 to 15 inch fish, but you got to move around and catch a lot of fish to get those keepers. Other lakes in the southeast include Oakwood, both east and west, 81 ponds, even though the access is getting a little bit difficult there. And then also Island, just north of Humboldt, have been producing a few walleyes as well. In the northeastern part of the state, the main lake seems to be Bitter, and a lot of nicer fish coming out of Bitter of late, but even then it seems like the production's been down a little bit. Other lakes include Waubay, Enemy Swim, Indian Springs, Reet, and then also Reed. Now, what have guys been doing to catch these walleyes? A lot of guys have been pulling plugs looking for those aggressive fish. Also, a lot of guys are pulling bottom bouncers with spinners, with glow-in-the-dark spinners, and they've been really working well with those glow-in-the-dark blades, and we have them here at the store. Other techniques included casting mimic minnows into the weed edge, and then also snapping jigging wraps, and we'll talk about that in Todd's tackle tips here to follow, so keep that in mind. As far as the perch bite is concerned, guys are catching perch at Big Stone, Dry, Thompson, Ponset, 81 ponds, also Sinai, Diamond, and then also Bitter. So the perch bite seems to be kind of mixed results, but doing fairly okay. And then the crappie bite's been really affected by the weather lately. Lakes that have been producing a few crappie include Sinai, Ponset, as well as Thompson. And then the bluegill continue to be produced at, or caught at Enemy Swim, as well as Buffalo. Now, what have they been using for the panfish? Mainly a lot of small minnows or waxworms. And then as far as the jigs are concerned, the Haleys and the Pilkies seem to be real popular. And then also, of course, the Shiny Heine. In this week's version of Todd's Tackle Tips, we're going to be talking about snapping jigging wraps. Yes, I said it, jigging wraps. It's not just a lure for ice fishing season. A lot of people still think of it as that way, but more and more anglers are using the jigging wrap for open water, and with great success. And what are they doing? They're either casting the jigging wrap out, and as the line tightens, snap it back, and then reel up the slack, and then snap it again as you're retrieving the lure. Another way of doing it, which seems to be more and more popular, is as you're trolling along, just to sit there and snap that jigging wrap as you're going along from point to point. So again, it's a very effective presentation, so much so that Rapala has even come out with another version of what's called the jigging wrap. It's also called the flat jig. That's a little bit heavier than the jigging wrap, and it's used specifically in the manner that we've been talking about. And also Northland Tackle also have their version called the puppet minnow. So keep that in mind throughout this summer, because it's a very effective way to catch walleyes when everything else fails. Now it's time to take a look at a few photos that you sent in to me this past week. And remember, folks, if you'd like your photo included in next week's version of the 2-Minute Fishing Report, please send it to me. Send it to todd@dakotaangler.com or post it to our Facebook wall. And if I use your photo, your name will be entered into a monthly drawing for a $25 gift certificate. And as we end this week's report, I want to remind you of a couple of things. Our ongoing sale of all our open water equipment, including our rods and combos, are on sale. Plus, if you're looking for a trolling motor, stop on by. An unbelievable deal on trolling motors, $100 off retail price. So if you're looking for a trolling motor, make sure you stop on by before it's too late. Also, continue to watch our Facebook page. We're going to continue to post all the latest and greatest for the upcoming ice fishing season, all that's new. It's one way for you to kind of get a first look, a first glimpse at the new equipment coming out for the upcoming ice season. Plus, it will continue to whet your appetite for the Ice Institute here in Sioux Falls on November 4th and 5th, and tickets for the Dakota Angler Ice Institute will go on sale here in the next couple of weeks, so be on the lookout for that. Finally, folks, I want to encourage you to do something different. Step out of your comfort zone, make someone's day, take someone fishing that's never gone before, leave an area better than when you arrived. Just do something to make a difference. That's what I encourage you to do this week, and I hope we can all do that. Well, folks, that's this week's version of the 2-Minute Fishing Report. For Dakota Angler, I'm the owner, Todd Heitkamp, and as we say around here, fish on. We'll see you next week, and again, thanks for watching.